Thank you for joining us once again. If you are enjoying this update, please take a second to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss any important stories coming out of Zimbabwe and across Africa. The big story today centers around Vice President ConstantinoChiwenga and a message that has created major interest across the country. During a church gathering, the Vice President delivered a sermon that immediately caught the attention of many Zimbabweans because of the powerful example he used and the timing of his message. In his speech, Chiwenga spoke about the biblical story of King Hezekiah. He explained how King Hezekiah was granted extra years and how those additional years later brought challenges. The Vice President used this story to encourage leaders to think carefully about leadership, responsibility, wisdom, and the future. What made this message so important is that it came at a time when many Zimbabweans are paying close attention to discussions about the country's future, leadership, development, and national direction. The Vice President's message was calm, respectful, and delivered in a church setting, but many people immediately began connecting it to ongoing national discussions. The sermon quickly became one of the most talked about subjects because people wanted to understand the deeper meaning behind his words. Before we continue, if you appreciate balanced news and detailed updates, make sure you like this video and subscribe. Your support helps us continue bringing you these important stories. One thing that makes this story interesting is that Chiwenga did not stand on a political stage. He was speaking in a religious environment where the focus was faith, values, and leadership principles. Yet the message reached far beyond the church gathering itself. Many citizens listened carefully because the Vice President is one of the most influential figures in Zimbabwe. Whenever a senior leader speaks publicly, especially on matters connected to leadership and national development, people naturally pay attention. As news of the sermon spread, many Zimbabweans began discussing what lessons could be learned from the biblical example. Some focused on the importance of humility, others focused on accountability. Some reflected on the need for leaders to think beyond personal interests and focus on the future of the nation. The discussion became bigger because Zimbabwe is currently at an important stage in its national journey. Citizens are paying close attention to economic growth, employment opportunities, infrastructure projects, investments, education, healthcare, and development plans. Because of this, every major statement from senior leaders is examined carefully. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe because we have many more important updates coming your way. As the conversation continued, many Zimbabweans began asking important questions. What kind of leadership is needed for the future? How can the country continue moving forward? What lessons from history should leaders remember? How can national unity be strengthened? These questions became part of the wider discussion surrounding the Vice President's sermon. What makes this story unique is that it combines faith, leadership, and national reflection. Instead of focusing on personal attacks or political arguments, the message encouraged people to think about principles and values. Many citizens believe that leadership is not only about power, it is also about service, responsibility, wisdom, and making decisions that benefit future generations. The sermon reminded many people that leadership comes with great responsibility. Every decision made today can have an impact tomorrow. Every action can influence future generations. Every choice can shape the direction of a nation. That is one reason why the message continues to attract attention. As Zimbabwe continues pursuing development goals, there is increasing interest in discussions about governance, economic progress, investment opportunities, industrial growth, agriculture, mining, and infrastructure development. Many Zimbabweans want to see continued progress in roads, schools, hospitals, business opportunities, and job creation. They want to see improvements that directly affect everyday life. Because these issues matter to ordinary citizens, messages about leadership and national direction naturally attract significant interest. Again, if you are finding this report informative, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share this update with friends and family. The Vice President's sermon also reminded people about the importance of learning from history. Throughout history, leaders across the world have often used stories, examples, and lessons from faith to communicate important messages. Stories have always been powerful because they allow people to reflect and think deeply. Sometimes a simple story can spark discussions that continue for days, weeks, or even months. In this case, the story of King Hezekiah encouraged many people to think carefully about leadership, responsibility, and long-term planning. Zimbabwe has experienced many important chapters throughout its history. The country has seen periods of growth, challenges, transformation, and renewal. Today, many citizens are focused on the future. They want stability. They want economic growth. They want opportunities for young people. They want businesses to succeed. They want communities to thrive. These hopes and aspirations are part of the reason why discussions about leadership remain so important. As people continue listening to different viewpoints, many are also emphasizing the importance of national unity. Zimbabwe's future depends on cooperation, dialogue, development, and a shared commitment to progress. Strong nations are built when citizens work together toward common goals. Development requires cooperation between government, businesses, communities, religious institutions, and ordinary citizens. The sermon has encouraged many people to reflect on these broader themes. At the same time, Zimbabwe continues to pursue various development projects aimed at improving infrastructure and creating opportunities. Citizens are eager to see positive results that improve living standards and strengthen economic growth. This desire for progress explains why messages about leadership receive so much attention. Leadership affects policy. Policy affects development. Development affects citizens. Because of this connection, discussions about leadership remain highly relevant. Please take a moment to like this video and subscribe if you have not already done so. It helps more people discover these important stories. Another important point is that church gatherings often provide opportunities for reflection. They encourage people to think about values such as honesty, integrity, service, humility, compassion, and responsibility. Many of these values apply not only to leaders, but also to ordinary citizens. The Vice President's message reminded listeners that every person has a role to play in building a better future. Whether someone is a teacher, farmer, entrepreneur, student, healthcare worker, business owner, or public servant, everyone contributes to national development. This broader lesson may be one reason why the sermon has continued generating interest. Many people appreciate messages that focus on principles rather than personalities. They appreciate discussions about values rather than divisions. They appreciate conversations about the future rather than conflicts. Zimbabwe's young population is especially interested in discussions about the future. Young people want opportunities, innovation, education, technology, entrepreneurship, and economic growth. They want to contribute to the country's success and build prosperous lives for themselves and their families. As national discussions continue, many citizens hope that leaders across all sectors will remain focused on creating opportunities and improving lives. The coming years will be important for Zimbabwe. Economic plans, development projects, investment strategies, and national policies will continue shaping the country's future. This is why messages about leadership continue attracting attention from citizens across the country. The Vice President's sermon has become more than just a church message. It has become a moment of national reflection. People are thinking about leadership. People are thinking about responsibility. People are thinking about development. People are thinking about the future. And perhaps most importantly, people are thinking about what kind of Zimbabwe they want future generations to inherit. As these conversations continue, many citizens hope to see greater unity, continued development, stronger institutions, increased investment, and more opportunities for all Zimbabweans. Thank you for staying with us throughout this update. If you enjoyed this report, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with others who want to stay informed. There is still much more to discuss about this developing story and the wider issues connected to leadership, development, and Zimbabwe's future.